Thank you, Lady Mayor, Councillors. I'm David O'Connell. I'm a resident of Lancaster West Estate, and I was here because as part of the reparations after the fire, one of the things that was promised on our estate was a refurbishment of the estate. And today I was over at Henry Dickens Estate, which is a nearby estate, and I was watching they've had a refurbishment which started last year, and their estate is currently full of people building, putting in new windows. There's new doors on most of it, and there's been new glass put through. And on our estate, which was promised a refurb 6 years ago, there's very little happening at the moment. I know and understand that they're about to start works, but they've been about to start works for 6 years. And one of the things I was here to ask is, I feel that with our refurbishment of our estate, there has been a loss of what the focus should be. The people at the centre of the refurbishment should be the residents. The focus of the refurbishment should be to try and improve the lives of the residents. And it seems to have, in all of the grants and maybe the money that has been given to the estate, the focus has shifted to a focus on green values, which are all great things, but they don't necessarily improve the lives of the residents immediately. One of the things on our estate is it's single glazed. Our service charges are the highest in the borough. There was recently a reduction in the service charge to make allowances for our temporary boiler, which is a result of the fire, but still we have our single glazed windows where all our money, if you're a leaseholder and a tenant, is pouring out through those windows. And one of the things I feel has not happened is there's been no prioritisation of the things that will make people's lives better quickly. There is a very commendable effort to build beautiful new insides of flats. I know there has been a 50% apparently refurb of internal properties, but I would ask, please, can you move to actually fixing the piping, and can you fix the windows in the estate, because those beautiful interiors are already being ruined in many cases by leaks that happen all over, because we've got 40-50-year-old piping there. I would ask that as part of your new job role, Sof, that we could come and meet us, and we would actually talk about reprioritising and looking at how to make things better, because this is costing tenants and leaseholders thousands and thousands of pounds, and it is not so far led to anything that is causing much happiness amongst people. And one of the things we talked about are quick wins that could have possibly happened on the estate. My front door system doesn't work. It hasn't worked for 6 years since the fire. Yet there's been much talk of a new door system, but it's always just about to happen. In the estate, we talked 4 years ago about having a lighting system that dimmed when you walked around, so it would save money, because our estate is full of thousands of lights that are on brightly day, night, 24 hours. After that, finally bringing that up and the service charges, they put one light in next to my flat, which dims and brights up. I hope that is something that will be put across the whole of the estate, but it's interesting where they chose to put it first. There are also, on our estate, no one can find where it is. They can't find any of the blocks because there's no signage. That's another thing that's been there for 4 years. We'd love to know when any of this is going to happen. I'd love to think that there could be a reprioritisation of what is happening. Because at the moment, the only refurbishment that's really started properly is in Treadgold. And Treadgold at the moment is a building site with 14 people still living there. I know the council say, oh, but only 5 of them still don't have anywhere to move to, but they can't do any of that refurbishment without those people moving out. Why was there no plan? 6 years surely is long enough to have thought through these things. So I feel that there needs to be either a thought about the management of how this is done, because if they can manage to do a large amount of refurbishment in a year in Henry Dickens and put new windows in, why has that not happened at all on our estate? Thank you.
Councillor Simmons, please.
Thank you. And thank you, David, for coming and asking these questions. They're questions, actually, that I too would quite like to understand the answers to. Going forward, I think it would be really helpful to understand how the Council intends to address these matters, to improve things for residents and to mitigate the impacts so far upon residents, not least considering and bearing in mind the very sensitive nature and location of Lancaster West Estate and everything its residents have already been through. With regards to the high and unrealistic service charges, I know that residents have been raising this for some time, and you'll know you're not the only place where this is an issue. I know that with regard to Lancaster West, the Council have taken some steps in response, but I'm also aware that this does need to be looked at further. So I hope that the conversations that can be had with the lead member can also look into this further. And just before I finish, I'd also quickly like to thank the previous speaker, Bilal, for what was frankly a very shocking comparison of service charges in Lancaster West compared to Chelsea. Thank you.